Hey, good morning. There's something about this guy in the Bible named Caleb that really stuck out to me in the last couple days. And if you know David, the guy who slays the giant, well, I think he was looking at Caleb when he was figuring out how to live, or they had like the same spirit. So this guy Caleb in the book of Joshua, he comes up to the leader Joshua and says like, when I was 40 years old, I went and spied out some land, and when I came back, I brought back a report, and I followed fully God, what he wanted to do. And Moses promised me that land, that I would be able to go and conquer that land. And he's coming to Joshua at like 85 years old, and he makes a crazy statement. He says, I'm still strong for war and going in and coming out. Now, just to give you a little perspective about Caleb, the land that he is talking about, other people reported that there was giants in the land, that the people walking around were like grasshoppers in the world of giants, that we were like tiny compared to these people. Caleb came back with a report of how big the fruit was and how awesome the terrain was and how great it would be to have that land. And right now, it's like, that is our competition, isn't it? To like report what's good or report what's bad. To bring back and say, it doesn't matter, this is where God wants me. Or to say, I can't because of this. And when I look at Caleb, he wasn't one of those, I can't because of this. He was all about, that's what God wants for me, and that's where I'm headed. And it doesn't matter if there's giants in the land. But another thing about Caleb, not just his report, but just how he is. Like, he doesn't forget what God tells him. He doesn't forget the promise of God. There's things that God told us, like, I'll never leave you or forsake you. But one morning, we'll walk outside and we'll step on the wrong turd as we walk out of our house. And all we can think about is that nasty, stinky dog turd that's on our shoe. And then we get in there, we rub it off our foot, we spray it off, but it seems like all day we smell that nasty, stinky turd. And problems are like that in life. Like, you could dwell on them and think about them all day. And I'm not saying ignore your problems, but I'm saying there's so much good. It's like we forgot, oh yeah, we had asked God for years for that job that we woke up to, or just that we have a job and we're blessed to go and work, that we're blessed to go and help others. I mean, it's easy to forget how big our blessings are when we're focused on that little dog turd that stinks. The other part about Caleb was like, he said, I'm strong for war, which that speaks for itself. But he says, I'm strong for going in and coming out. And it was that he was not ready to settle down. Like, he was not ready to like just pitch his tent, go on retirement, do nothing. He was like, nah, I'm still good for going out and conquering land, for conquering something, reaching goals, doing something great with my life. And it's awesome that he says that, but he doesn't stop there. So God sends Caleb, or Joshua sends Caleb, he says, yeah, go ahead, go conquer that land. And you would think like, wow, this guy, he gets to go conquer the land. That's the land God promised to him. But even after he conquers the land, if you keep reading in the book of Joshua, he gives so much of it back in a way. Like, he doesn't keep all that land for himself. And it's beautiful because Caleb was more about the battle. He was more about that battle than the prize of it. It's like David when he slayed the giant. David just wanted to shut that big giant up. It was more about shutting that guy up and getting justice for God than winning the princess's hand in marriage or the land. And I think that's where, like, for me, that's where I'm at. I'm more about the battles than the prizes right now. And there's tons of battles out there. In 2021, I set some serious goals. I mean, I'll just let you. One of them is introducing 5 people to the kingdom of heaven. Like, if I'm studying the Bible and I'm ministering and I'm doing all these things for God, The side effect is that I should be introducing people to God in a very deep way, in a way that God would enter into their hearts and they would be radically transformed by the love of God. The other is to ride 400 miles in 24 hours. I've done 312, 280, all kinds of stuff like that. But I wanted to break 400 miles in 24 hours for myself, and we'll see. But it's that kind of battle that excites me. It's not winning a prize. It's just being in the battle. So whatever battle you're in, rejoice that you get to be in one. That you're not just living in a tranquilized state, that you're actually out there conquering the land. Don't settle for stuff. Have a great week, and I just wanted to share with you guys what I found about